What's up everybody, it's Matt Karma, founder of Total Body Transformation Camp, and in this video here, what I'm going to do is answer a question from Mike. And Mike basically has a challenge with running. He wants to know some tips and strategies that's going to help him run longer and without getting out of breath so easy. So this is going to help everybody who has a common challenge. So two things I want to show you in this video that influence how long you run, and that is this: how you are holding your body, meaning your posture, and how you are breathing. Okay, so these two things are you'll find that when you apply these two techniques I'm going to show you, you're going to come back to this video and go, wow, this worked massively. So let me show you something. First off, I want to show you about posture, okay? So with posture, a lot of people are very kyphotic, meaning their shoulders are rounded over. And that can happen from a couple of things, from the lifestyle, your job, desk job. A lot of guys do much chest, not enough back. And what happens is, when you bring your shoulders over, if you're watching this video and you're sitting down, I want you to try this. If you bring your shoulders over and you try and take a deep breath in, it's very hard. There's not as much oxygen entering your lungs, which isn't going to allow you to run long. And unfortunately, most people, it's the most common posture that people have, is they're very kyphotic. Now this can happen either from, like I said, lifestyle, job, how you're training, or it can happen unconsciously, just how when people run, if they look down, you'll notice that unconsciously your shoulders just go over. So when you're running or walking, this is what's happening. So not as much oxygen is going into your lungs. So two tips you can do. If you put two fingers on your clavicle, right, and you bring your chest up, just that thing right there, that little shift, is allowing so much more oxygen to enter your lungs, which is it's going to allow you to run longer. Okay. Another tip that you can do is just be consciously aware of bringing your shoulders back, but also looking in front of you. Most people don't think about this. It's just all here, all down, or maybe they're on their phone while running. Most people are like that now today, anyway. So this is what I want you to do. When you go for your run next, or when you go for your walk next, I want you to be consciously aware of bringing your shoulders back, raising your chest up, raising your rib cage up, but also looking ahead of you. Be conscious of what's in front of you so don't fall on your face. I've done that plenty of times. But that's the first thing I want you to do. So then that way, it's going to allow more oxygen to enter your lungs. Okay? That's the first tip. Posture is essential when you're running. The second thing I want to show you is breathing. This thing right here has changed the way I run now massively. Before I used to run, I was very inconsistent with how I used to breathe. Meaning I'd breathe in through my nose and then out through my nose, or sometimes I'd breathe in through my mouth and out through my nose, or sometimes I'd breathe in through my mouth, out through my mouth. It's very inconsistent. It was very weird. I was like, and then you end up sounding like a pug or something like that, right? Or a lot of people breathe in through their mouth and out through their mouth. So if you try this for a second, right? If you're watching this video, I want you to breathe in through your mouth and out through your mouth. And here's what you're going to notice. If you go, you'll notice that your mouth gets very dry. Now it kind of feels like you're dehydrated, right? It's the worst thing that you could do while you're running. You don't want to feel like you're dehydrated while you're running, okay? So here's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you two breathing techniques. But before I show you that, I want to show you how to breathe correctly and lay down the foundation of how to breathe properly. Because most people don't think about this. So if you take a deep breath in for a second, if you put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, if you take a deep breath, essentially two things are going to happen. Either your chest is going to expand, or your belly is going to expand. Now if you notice that your chest expanded, you are breathing too shallow. You're not allowing as much oxygen to enter your lungs. So what you want to get into the habit of is breathing through your diaphragm, right down here, your belly. Okay? So how do you do that? It's very simple. If you put one hand on your belly, and imagine there's a balloon in your stomach, right? And as you take a deep breath in through your nose, as you inhale, imagine the balloon is expanding, kind of like this. And then as you exhale, you want to allow the balloon to deflate. Very simple process. That's laying down the foundation for the two techniques I'm going to show you right now. And as you go throughout your day, get into the habit of breathing in through your belly. And when you're born, that's basically how you breathe. You'll notice babies, when they breathe, they're not doing this. you'll notice that when they're sleeping, their belly is going up and down, because that's how we're born. It's natural to do that. However, some people lose the habit of doing that. And the reason why you want to do that, by the way, is because when you do a deep diaphragmatic breath, it pushes your diaphragm down to allow more oxygen to enter your lungs. And then again, so that you can run longer, okay? So 2 breathing techniques. I want to show you the 4 in, 4 out counts, and then I want to show you the 2 in, 2 out count. Very basic, simple running techniques. So the 4 in, 4 out count, basically what you're doing is you're taking 4 breaths, inhaling 4 times in through your nose, and exhaling 4 times out through your mouth. But before I demonstrate, make sure that as you're inhaling through your nose, for that 4 breaths, you're breathing in and you're allowing your belly to expand. So like this. Basic, very simple, right? So when you're running, when you're walking next, that's basically what you want to do. And I do the 4 in, 4 out count technique only when I run a long distance, or when I run a long distance at a slow pace, right? So that's the first technique, 4 in, 4 out. The second technique is basically what I do anytime I'm doing a short distance run, or whenever I start to pick up my pace, because it's very hard. If you're running very fast, you'll find it's very hard to go. It's very hard. But so I do the 2 in, 2 out count. Now when I do this though, I'm making sure that I'm inhaling very strongly and exhaling very strongly. So I'm allowing as much oxygen to enter my lungs as possible, and then I'm pushing it out. So it looks like this. Done. That's basically how you do it. However, I'm actually going to go outside and show you what I'm doing with my feet as well. So let me go outside and show you what I'm doing with my feet as I'm taking these deep breaths in. So let me show you that now. Okay, now what I want to show you is basically what I do while I run. I want to show you the technique of how I'm running and how I'm breathing while I'm running. So then that way when you do this, you're going to know exactly what I mean and how you should be breathing while you take each step. So let me show you the 4 count first. I'm not going to run because I just tried running while with this camera and it kept pausing. It's a shit camera. So just imagine for a second that I'm running, okay? So I'm gonna walk instead, and I want you to listen to my breath. So as I take each breath in, let me show you the 4 count first. So I'm going. And if I also do the 2 count, this is what it'll look like, and this is what it would sound like. And that's basically it. So I hope this has helped you, I hope this has served you. If you have any comments or questions, then leave them below. And until I see you in the next video, remember to love all living things, and most importantly, love thyself.